It's time for Lefties Losing It. You know, I suspect the White House, or at least its social media team, may be watching the Rita Panahi show. We did a little segment featuring Christmas decorations under the Biden White House compared to Melania's work this year. And what do you know? The White House has just released this very droll before and after video.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
I mean, where the fuck should I really even start? I got hoes that I'm keeping in the dark.
It's becoming increasingly difficult to separate reality from parody when it comes to Lefties Losing It. If you told me there was a production about a transgender woman with a passion for coal mining who has to fight the patriarchy and entrenched gender norms to succeed, I would have thought, well, you were talking about some sort of Saturday Night Live skit. But it's real and it's on Netflix. This is The Queen of Coal. Really.
It's always been my dream to work in the mine.
Rodriguez, Carlos, on the ground.
They sent the baggage.
Do you feel safe in that work environment? I need a job, not friends. To them, I'm just another guy.
You're not a guy and you're not like them.
If you say you're a woman now, then you'll have to do women's work. And you know this company assigns different jobs to women.
It's not fair what they're doing to you.
No one can take away what you've earned, Carly. You earned it. It's yours.
I'm a minor, Violet. A minor.
Look, I'm just thrilled that we have Netflix celebrating fossil fuels, the mining industry that keeps the lights on. Bravo, though I do suspect there'll be some global warming narratives pushed in that production. Time to check in on the awful phenomenon that's affluent white female lefties who are at the forefront of just about every terrible idea in America and throughout the West at the moment. And not only are they, as a group, comically clueless, but their race obsessions make them utterly insufferable as well.
I'm going to be honest, I don't feel good about being white every day for a lot of reasons. Because it's a point of privilege that I get to move through the world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members of the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, but just a woman, just a white woman. If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of an even greater privilege.
That's Democrat Sarah Stalker from the great state of Kentucky, and she's not satisfied with feeling bad about being white herself. She wants your kids to feel the same way. This is just gross.
When kids have a moment to reflect about how the color of their skin does and does not allow them to move through the world, running to them and trying to stifle that and trying to say you shouldn't feel bad, so we don't want to ever expose you to something that is going to make you have to pause and have maybe some internal feelings. It's a missed opportunity for some really good dialogue.
I'm going to play you a video now that could double as an ad for homeschooling. This is what 6th grade students in Maryland were exposed to. It's all about how to be non-binary.
We are actually going to be talking about tips for being non-binary. If you feel like a label will be helpful for you, then go ahead and attach yourself to that label, but don't feel like you have to stick to it. And you're able to change, you can evolve. I have had that experience myself in my own journey. You know, I did identify as straight, even though I never really was. I identified as bi for a minute, even though I actually was never bi. And then I identified as a lesbian, which is probably the closest terminology for my sexuality, because I like girls. And the non-binary thing also came around in an odd way.
And why stop there with the great advice? Why not tell confused girls how to bind their breasts, to hate their own bodies so much that they resort to painful binding?
General advice about binding is make sure you're being safe about it. Don't be wearing a binder more than 8 hours in a day. Definitely not exercising. The reason why I personally don't really wear binders that much is because of breathing. It restricts your breathing.
Restricts your breathing, but by all means still advise confused girls to do it. Just be safe about it. Restrict your breathing in a safe manner. And sticking with the excesses of the trans movement, here is California Governor Gavin Newsom.
We didn't get into trans sports. That's an issue no one wants to hear about because 80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this. But it comes from my heart, not just my head. It wasn't a political evolution. Your position being that? I don't think it's... I want to see trans kids. I have a trans godson. There's no governor that's signed more pro-trans legislation than I have, and no one has been a stronger advocate for the LGBTQ community.
At least he knows that 80% of people disagree with him, 100% of sane people. That's the current king clown ruling over California. And if you thought Gavin Newsom was bad, just look at the Democrats looking to replace him, including this next woman, Betty Yee, who also can't see any issue with male bodies in female sport.
They are now part of, they have been through a transition, a physical transition, and I do believe that they should be able to participate. I think there's a lot of information we need to learn about what's really happening with the ability of trans athletes to compete. But my statement is about being able to be sure that they can compete. And right now,
but my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics, because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes, and they should be able to compete.
Really?
There you go. Mediocre male athletes everywhere can look forward to gold medals in LA. Now, this next clip is incredible. Just the hysteria, the divorce from reality, the sense of entitlement. Watch this woman have a full-blown meltdown on behalf of a trans client who was misgendered by a law enforcement officer.
Hey TikTok, can you guys help me spam call the Mon County Probation Office in Monongalia County, West Virginia for being transphobic as I took one of my clients today to the probation office, and he is a trans masc individual, and he went back to do his drug test. And when he was back there, the front desk lady came out and said, she'll be right out. And I politely said, you know, he goes by he, him pronouns. And she looks at me and she says, she has a vagina, so she's a girl. And I was just like stunned. Like, I cannot believe that people are still saying this shit. Like, on the job. And then they wonder why queer people and trans people are not showing up for probation, not showing up for day report, not showing up for drug court, because they're misgendered and met with violent transphobia every step of the way.
Violence? Misgendering is now violence, and by misgendering I mean stating biological realities. Imagine how privileged you must be to feel entitled to harass folks just doing their jobs because they didn't play along with your delusions.